Hi, my name is Elaine. I'm a chartered physiotherapist and Pilates instructor, and I'm here today to just give you a few exercises, a quick 15-minute workout. Take a break from your desk, take a break from your computer, just to get the body moving, mobilize the spine, and we'll wake up a few of those core muscles, your deep abdominals and your glutes, just to get a little bit of core activation work going for you. It'll be nice and gentle, so it's a nice, easy little repertoire for you to begin with and suitable for all levels. So have a stand up, find some space. If you've got a mat, great. If not, lay out a towel or just step off to the side of your desk. We're going to start with our feet grounded on the floor. I want you to bring your feet hip distance apart, rock forwards and backwards from toes to heels a couple of times. I want you to spread your weight nice and evenly through both feet, through all 10 toes, and try and get that weight nice and even between the toes and the heels, so you're not clawing at the floor with your toes and you don't have too much weight through your heels. Nice and soft through those knees. So you don't want to lock those knees out behind you. You want to have a nice soft knee that's still extended. Hips are in line with your knees, and we're going to just gently find your center position. Now, center is something we talk about a lot in Pilates, and that's finding what your neutral spine is and engaging those lower abdominals just to support and stabilize through the pelvis and lower back. So pop your hands on your hips or on your pelvis, and we're going to very gently scoop through the lower tummy to tuck that tail in, flattening out through your lower back, and then very gently let those abdominals relax as you roll your hips and your pelvis forwards. Imagine if you had a tail, you'd be sticking it out behind you. Scoop through the belly as you tuck that tail in, drawing up and inwards through those lower tummy muscles, and then gently releasing, sticking that tail out. Great. You can do this as many times as you like, just gently rolling the hips backwards and forwards, imagining the pelvis is a bucket of water and we're tipping the water out the back and then gently out the front. And we're going to come to rest in that midpoint position, which is where that bucket will be perfectly balanced, or your pelvis is in a nice neutral position. I'm going to gently draw up and in through the lower tummy muscles as if you were zipping up a tight pair of jeans, nice and soft through there, and you might even feel a gentle little lift of your pelvic floor at the same time. Ribs are stacked nice and relaxed over your hips. Our collarbones are smiling out at the wall in front of you or computer desk in front of you. Shoulder blades gently draw down away from your ears, and I want you to imagine there's a piece of string pulling up from the crown of your head towards the ceiling. Taking a nice big inhale through the nose, expanding the rib cage, and then exhaling, letting all the air flow out through the mouth. Inhale through the nose, draw up and in through the lower tummy, and exhaling through the mouth. Okay, inhaling through the nose and exhaling, we're going to start to move gently. Exhaling through the mouth as you tuck your chin in and peeling the head forwards, rolling down one bone at a time. Think about peeling that spine away from the wall behind you as you gently roll all the way down. Feeling a nice stretch through the back of the legs. Some might feel it more through the calves, others through their hamstrings, and some might feel this nice stretch through their back. From here, we're going to take an inhale, start to draw up and in through the lower tummy, and as you exhale, just very gently rolling all the way back up, restacking one bone at a time, rolling the shoulders up and back, and your head stacks neatly back on top of the shoulders. Inhale again, exhaling, rolling all the way down, letting the head fall, hang heavy, arms hang heavy, rolling down, peeling the spine one bone at a time away from the wall behind you. Inhale at the bottom, start to draw up and in through the lower tummy. Use those abdominals now to slowly help engage the core and stabilize as you restack one bone at a time. Back up, coming all the way up nice and tall. All right, one more here. Inhale again, exhaling, rolling and peeling one bone at a time away from the wall behind you, starting with the head, neck and shoulders. Let those arms fall nice and heavy, rolling all the way down to the floor. Big inhale at the bottom and exhaling again as you roll all the way back up to the top. Rolling the shoulders up and back. We're going to start to bring it down into a little bit more rotation. So this time we're going to drop down towards the left side, tucking the chin in, reaching both hands down towards the floor, towards the left side of the foot, feeling a nice stretch to the back of your right leg, or you might even feel this more through the right waist as you roll down towards the left foot, sweeping the hands across in front of you towards the right foot, scoop through the belly, tuck the tail in, and roll and re-stack all the way back up through the right side, coming back to center. Good, rolling down again, chin to chest, reaching down for that left leg. Feel that stretch through the right side, waist through the back of the right leg, and then sweeping across through the center and rolling and restacking up the right side. You might even feel your obliques engaging on the opposite side as you roll to restack back up. One more time down to the left, chin to chest, rolling all the way down. Remember to keep the weight nice and even through both feet, keeping those knees nice and soft. Try not to lock out the knees behind you. And rolling all the way back up through the right side. Restack back to center, nice big inhale, exhale. Let's repeat that down now to the right side, chin to chest. Rolling one bone at a time away from the wall behind you as you reach down towards the right foot. Skim those fingers across the front of the toes. Come around to the left side and roll and restack all the way back up. Working with the breath, chin to chest, rolling all the way back down. Make sure you're still taking nice big inhales through the nose, exhaling through the mouth, and we roll and restack back up the left side. One more time down to the right, chin to chest, letting the hands fall down towards the floor, head falls heavy, sweeping the hands across the front of the toes. Come around to that left side and roll and restack back up. Getting some nice movement through the whole spine now. You should feel nice and awake. We're going to roll all the way down, coming down onto all fours, onto the floor. So gently placing the hands down underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Feet and knees are hip distance apart and hands are shoulder width apart. Like we said with the knees, try not to lock out those elbows too far. We want a nice soft elbow, and you want to gently feel like you're pushing the floor away as you push through those hands, just to get some nice gentle shoulder protraction and bring that upper back into a nice position. Draw your chin very gently towards your chest as you make a double chin, just to engage the muscles through the neck and just feel some length through the spine. Imagine that piece of string again pulling you from the crown of your head towards the wall out in front of you, and there's a piece of string now at your tailbone pulling you towards the wall behind you. So you want to feel like you've got a nice neutral spine. We're going to start here with a little bit of gentle core activation. I want you to draw up and in through the lower tummy, inhaling and exhaling. Start to reach your right hand out in front of you. Keep pushing through that left hand, and if you feel okay, you can stretch that left leg back behind you, coming into a little Superman. Try and imagine there's a tray of drinks resting across your shoulders and a tray of drinks resting across your hips. You want to keep them nice and balanced as you stretch the hand and the foot away. You should feel the lower tummy muscles kick in to keep you nice and stable, and you'll feel that left shoulder gently working. Inhale, bring the hand and the foot back in. Exhaling, reaching the left hand away this time. And again, if you feel like you have it in you, start to slowly reach that right leg back behind you. You don't need to go too high because you start to dip into your lower back and extend. But just reach that right leg long behind you. Think about lengthening through the toes, through the heel, and stretching through the left fingertips. Keep pushing the right hand through the floor as if you wanted to push that floor away, so you keep those muscles in the right shoulder working. Gently bring the hand and the knee back in. Now if you find this is too much for you, you can stick with just an arm option or just a leg option. Extending the left leg and reaching the right hand out in front of you. Big inhale here, and exhale to hold, and inhale to bring the hand back in. Knee comes back to the floor. Switching sides, reaching the left arm out, right leg out, keeping that length through the spine. Keep the gaze about 2 inches in front of your fingertips so that you find you're not stretching out through the neck and you're not looking down at the opposite leg. You want to keep that length through the neck. Remember, it's an extension of the rest of your spine, and we're working through the whole body here. Extending through the fingertips, through the leg, drawing up and in through those lower abdominals. Feeling the opposite shoulder working, the shoulder of the hand that's grounded on the floor as you do this. You might feel a little bit of obliques, a little bit of lower abdominals. And you might even feel the glute kick in on the leg that's grounded on the floor to keep you nice and stable. Working with the breath as long as you're breathing. I'm happy. Try not to hold the breath. If you find you're holding your breath, you might need to take it down just one level and only work with one limb at a time. Good. Bringing hands back underneath your shoulders, knees back underneath your hips. Let's stretch it out here into a little cat stretch. Dropping the chest, dropping your tummy down, sticking your tail out, looking out in front of you. Get that nice U shape happening, and then scoop through the belly, tuck your tail in, round into your spine, push the floor away, drop your head to look in between your knees. Exhale, stick the belly out, looking out in front of you, coming into that nice cow shape or U shape through the spine. And scooping through the belly as you inhale, draw up and in and push that floor away, looking in between your knees. Good. One more time in each direction. Dropping the belly to the floor, sticking the tail out, lift the chest forwards, looking up out in front of you. And scoop through the belly, tuck that tail in, push the floor away, rounding through the whole spine. Dropping the head to look in between your knees, and then very, very gently come back to your center position, that nice neutral spine. Pushing through the shoulders ever so slightly, or pushing through those hands ever so slightly to feel like you've got a little bit of muscle activation happening around your shoulder blades, so you're not dipping that chest down too far. Draw up and in through the lower tummy so that you've got some nice length through the lower back as well. Chin is very slightly tucked in and the gaze is about 2 inches in front of your fingertips. Coming into some more abdominal work here, we're going to just gently tuck the toes underneath, tighten through those lower tummy muscles. Think about zipping that pair of jeans right up again. Take a nice big inhale, and as you exhale, push the floor away and gently lift those knees just an inch or two off the floor. Hold in here in this hover. See if you can hold it for 5 seconds. Make sure you're still breathing. And slowly lower those knees back down. Relax the toes, sit back into a child's pose. Well done. Take a nice big inhale here. Fill those ribs with air. Let the air, the oxygen get all the way down to the base of your lungs, and exhaling everything out. Inhale, let's come back onto all fours, tucking the toes underneath, setting up through that spine, getting some nice length from your tailbone to the crown of your head. Draw up and in through the lower tummy. Inhale as you prepare, and then as you exhale, very gently lift those knees up off the floor. Let's see if we can hold it for 10 seconds, or at least 3 full breaths in and out. Making sure you're inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. Keeping that length through the spine, keep pushing that floor away, making sure you're not losing that engagement of the muscles around the shoulder blades. Keep tightening through the lower tummy, keep that tail ever so slightly tucked in, and inhale, dropping the knees back down and sitting back onto your heels. Stretch those hands out in front of you, take a nice big inhale as you come into your child's pose. Fill those ribs and those lungs with as much air as you can, and exhale through the mouth to release. Come back onto all fours one more time. Let's see if we can repeat that for 10 seconds. Even take it up a notch and see if you can hold it for 15 if you've got that in you. If not, if you start to feel any strain through the lower back, drop those knees back down and reset and just hold it for the 5 seconds. Inhaling to prepare, exhale, push through the floor, lifting those knees just a couple of inches off the floor, taking a nice big inhale and exhale. Focus on the breath. Make sure the air is flowing in and out. Keep pushing the floor away. Keep that length through the spine. Keep the gaze just a couple of inches in front of the fingers. Try not to let that head drop down too far. Try not to catch yourself looking at your knees or at your toes. Keep breathing for me. One more breath in and exhaling all the way out. Very gently lowering those knees to the floor. Sit back on your heels and stretch those hands out in front of you. Inhale, fill the ribs with air. And exhale all the way back out. Come back up onto all fours and we'll come into another little bit of mobility. We're going to again rest the hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. I'm going to take an inhale and we're going to reach that right hand out to the side. Coming up to the ceiling, big breath in. And exhale, reach that right hand underneath the left armpit as you thread the needle, dropping the left elbow down. Inhale, let's make it a dynamic stretch. Now if that felt really good, feel free to just hold it in that position. Follow your hand with your eyes as you sweep that right hand all the way through underneath that left elbow. And coming all the way back, reaching up towards the ceiling. And one more time as we stretch and reach that right hand underneath, holding it and coming back all the way around. So really nice rotation here through the upper back. We're going to switch hands. If you do find you're stuck at the desk or stuck at your computer all day or even on your phones all day, this is a really nice one to get the upper back moving. We spent a lot of time in a flexed position, hunched over, hunched forwards, and we don't rotate enough through our upper backs. So this is quite a nice stretch. Follow the hand with your eyes as you reach that left hand underneath the right armpit. And we'll do one more. Reaching that left arm up and sweeping it all the way through. Good. Coming back onto all fours. We're going to very gently tuck the toes underneath. We're going to push all the way up and we're going to just gently walk our feet all the way in towards our hands as we bring this session to a close. Letting the head, neck and shoulders hang really heavy down towards the floor. Inhale and exhale. You can even grab a hold of either elbow. And just gently rock from side to side if that feels good for your body. Legs do not have to be locked straight here. You might get a nice stretch depending on what movement or what flexibility you have through the back of your legs and through the spine. You might find it feels quite nice just to have a little bend in those knees and gently rocking side to side. Let the head nod forwards and backwards, side to side. Letting the hands go, we're going to finish with a roll up. Nice big breath in and exhaling as you roll all the way back up, drawing up and in through the lower tummy, rolling your shoulders back, restacking that head up over the shoulders. Imagine that piece of string again, pulling you up towards the ceiling from the crown of your head. Nice big inhale here. And exhale, let it all go and just reward yourself for that nice little bit of movement and getting the core muscles working for today. Well done.